There's a stress hormone within your body called cortisol, and alcoholics have a standard level of baseline cortisol, which is higher than non-alcoholics. So we're more susceptible to stress. And if we pile onto that more stress about the things we don't talk about, we're heading toward the direction of a relapse. So this is something you can't control. You can't control what your adrenal glands right above your kidneys. You can't control that chemical, but you can control the stress, which releases that chemical. So in order to control the stress, we talk about the things that we don't talk about. Like I said, the non-alcoholic, they don't understand any of this stuff. They see the same level of stress. I can be sitting next to a non-alcoholic in the office, and they're under the same pressure that I am, and they seem to be managing just well, and I'm hitting the bottle over it. So what makes us different? Well, why can't I be like that guy? Well, they have no idea what it's like to drink alcoholically, what it's like to find relief the way we find relief, chemically. And now we know, as we're all sitting here, that we can't do that anymore. So we have to, I was going to save this for the end, but cross your arms like this. Now, unfold them and cross them the other way. Feels a little awkward, right? Mm-hmm. You get used to that, because that's what we have to do now. We have to go from what is comfortable, what we're used to doing, the alcohol, the drugs, to something that's not first nature to us, but it will become that. It'll feel more comfortable the longer you get into this thing. It's always going to be there, the instinct to go here. That doesn't go away, but you learn to adjust like this. So if you take one thing home with you today, try that. Just remember, it's not going to feel right all the time, but it still works. Huck Mahoney was a good influence on me. I had a really good sponsor in AA. His name was Leonard. He had more years sobriety than I had alive when I met him. I was 40. He had 41 years of sobriety. He just passed away a few years ago, and he died sober. I want what that man had. Still has. I guess he's not drinking. But here's another thing that I'd like you to think about. In order for me to get what Leonard had, I had to do what Leonard did. Follow the people that went before you. I mean, we're not all smart. I'm certainly not. I don't have the solutions. But Leonard, he's doing something right. Why not do what Leonard is doing? Leonard's serving me a cake. And if I like that cake, I'm going to make that cake the same way. I'm not going to say, well, sand feels just like sugar, so I'm going to use sand in here because I'm going to improvise. I'm going to do this my way. No, I'm not going to do that. Or eggs make the cake fluffier. I'm going to put more eggs into the cake than Leonard did, so my cake's fluffier. I'm not making the cake the way Leonard did, and I'm going to fail. So whether it's a sponsor in AA, one of the counselors here, anybody who's giving you guidance and has something you want in sobriety, do what they're doing. Follow the people that have succeeded. And that's where fellowship groups like Women for Sobriety, Men for Sobriety, AA, that's where you learn these things. You sit at a table with people who have been there, who've walked in your shoes. We think we're terminally unique, that nobody's ever been through what I'm going through, but you know what, all these people have. And they're staying sober. Eat the cake the way they made the cake. Do it their way. Follow the people that went before you.